And still on matters of food security or food production, the government through SELU Africa Limited, through public-private partnership at the Galana Kulalu irrigation scheme, will be conducting its first maize harvest next week. The irrigation secretary in the State Department for Irrigation, Joel Tanui, noted that the first phase of the 1,500-acre piece of land is ready for harvest. This, Tanui says, will go a long way in ensuring that the country attains food security. Here is our reporter Ann Mburu with the details.
Galana Kulalu irrigation scheme. In different phases, the maize plantations continue to thrive. 1,500-acre piece of land is ready for harvest. The Irrigation Secretary Joel Tanui was at the irrigation scheme to assess the preparations for the first harvest, expected to commence next week.
And here in this project we have SELU as a private investor who we have allocated 20,000 acres of land, and in the next 1 week SELU will be able to kick off harvesting of maize in the first 2 pivots within Galana Kulalu farm.
In a bid to boost the country's food security, the Irrigation Secretary pointed out the government's plan to utilize all idle lands across the country through a private-public partnership initiative and leases to commercialize the lands for production.
Under the National Irrigation Sector Investment Plan, we have 2 clear pathways for us to bridge food security. One of them is to open the ASAL areas, the arid and semi-arid areas, which hold 80 to 90% of potential arable land in this country. And these areas we are now revitalizing and opening up for irrigation development. The other pathway we are having as a target investment by government is on corporate agribusiness. That is where now the public-private partnership come in place.
SELU Africa Limited and Nyumba Foundation have invested in Galana Kulalu irrigation scheme, with each already doing large-scale farming on the huge chunks of land.
We have maize growing at various stages, and in a week's time we'll be harvesting the first 1,500 acres that we've been planting since the month of June. We will scale up to 3,200 acres by the end of the year, and then mid next year we'll be at 5,400, and then we'll progress in that manner until we get to 20,000 acres of land.
Right now we have got almost 200 acre which we are planned to grow onion, and 500 acre which the pivot are on. Maybe we can have 500 to 600 acre of maize and 500 to 600 acres of cassava. So we have got 3,000 acreage which we have planned for these 23 pivots.
Locals have benefited from the project through employment, while others have acquired farming skills through irrigation.
Watoto wetu tulikuwa kidogo tunapata hali ngumu ya kualipia hali ile ya karo ya shule, lakini kidogo ukipata ile pesa ya wiki mbili zenye unapata unaweza ukapunguza ile majukumu. Hivyo bado tunaona ni manufaa kwetu hiyo irrigation yenye tunafanya kule majumbani ile kidogo kidogo. Ana tulikuwa tunajua tu kihindi moja inazaa mara 2 hivyo. Sasa tuone manufaa zaidi. Kumbe ukitoa zile pollen zake ukizibadilisha zinaweza kukupatia kihindi ambapo kidogo inaweza ikatukuza pia bado. Kwa hivyo sisi tunasaidika sana kwa hiyo.
Mashufta, makunywa pombe, kuvuta bangi, wizi, imeisha kila kitu. Kwa sababu ya hii mradi, kila kitu imeisha sasa. So watu sasa wanaishi vizuri na wanajua kuishi na watu, na wale wenye walikuwa hawajui Kiswahili na nini. Sasa hii intermingle hii imeleta mambo mengi na watu wamekuwa wako sawa sasa. Watu wamechanuka kidogo.
Despite the successes, electricity remains a challenge, with hopes that once the dam is complete, they will be able to generate electricity from it. Hope remains alive that this harvest will bring good fortunes to the Kenyan households with affordable maize flour prices.
In the first harvest, we are aiming, and we can see we can easily achieve up to 4,000 metric tons of maize, which will be able to get into local milling and into our local shops, so that Kenyans can have access to affordable maize flour all the way in our supermarkets and our retail shops.
From Galana Kulalu, I am Ann Mburu.